from the pages of IHS Fan, the Austin area's premier high school football preview magazine. Welcome to Under the Lights, presented by ARS Rescue Rooter. And now, here are your hosts, Rick Epstein and Jeff Power.
Good evening, high school football fans. If you like Austin area high school football, this is your show. My name is Rick Epstein, publisher of IHS Fan, and each week my co-host is Jeff Power. Hey, Jeff is traveling this week to cover the Texas-Iowa State game for Fox, and we'll have had him record some stuff before he left town, so he'll have a big part of tonight's show. Tonight we have a great show planned. We'll have our Taco Shack Coach Speak segment with the head coach of the McNeil Mavericks, Howard McMahon. Coach Mack will join us here in a minute. Our Ask the Doc segment presented by Austin Regional Clinic is a great topic tonight, huge topic. It's all about concussions. We'll talk with Dr. Zinn. Our Austin Gourmet Popcorn Booster Club Spotlight will feature one of the great booster clubs in the area. I don't think they come much better than the Georgetown Eagles Football Booster Club. This week's schedule, predictions, plus what everybody waits for each week, the Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park prediction segment. We'll have that and much, much more. As always, please follow us on Twitter at IHS Fan. Let's first say a big thank you to our title sponsor, ARS Rescue Rooter. Each week we have the ARS Rescue Rooter Team of the Week. This week's Team of the Week is the Cedar Ridge Raiders, coming into a big game against 5A's 7th-ranked Temple Wildcats. The Raiders' defense really clamped down. Cedar Ridge had an early pick six by Jalen Washington, holding the explosive Temple offense to just 187 yards of total offense. The Raiders got an 81-yard touchdown run by Simi Bakari and took a 21-7 lead into halftime, and they were able to hang on to win 21-14, a huge confidence booster as Coach Robinson and his squad head into district play this week against Hendrickson, which I believe is going to be one of the key games of 13-6A to decide who ultimately will win that district. Congrats to the Cedar Ridge Raiders for being the ARS Rescue Rooter Team of the Week. As always, we have a Taco Shack Coach Speak segment where we talk with a different coach each week. This week is really special to me because my son was coached by this coach and got so much, learned not only football, but learned how to be a great young man. Howard McMahon is the head coach of the McNeil Mavericks. Coach, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, Rick. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Coach Mack, you and your staff are really trying to build something there over at McNeil. Now in your 4th season, every kid in the program only knows you as the man in charge. What are the areas you are most proud of with regards to building your program?
Well, I think, Rick, is just the culture that we're continuing to try to build. One thing we want our kids to understand is that football is a game that helps you in more than just athletics. We hope to give you the experience that's going to help you in life. We think our kids understand that. They know our coaches work hard. They know our coaches care about them. And I think we're kind of creating a family atmosphere here.
Wonderful. I can speak firsthand. I do know that for a fact that all the coaches led by yourself provide a tremendous atmosphere for the young man, because I know my son learned a lot from you. So your offense is really well balanced this year. Big bruising running back Leo Duguay, and you have a slew of great receiving talent led by Jordan Curley, Elliot Holmes, Alex Richardson. We spend a lot of time talking about the people who score touchdowns, so I want to change things up a little bit, Coach. Tell us a little bit about the big guys up front, your offensive line.
Yeah, well, our offensive line obviously is kind of led by a couple of guys that's returning. Zachary Klotz is a young man that started last year for us, and he's our center. He's done a good job up there. Sometimes it's tough with the day and age of defenses kind of going to a 3-4. So being able to snap the football and then block a guy that's kind of head up on you, it's kind of tough. Eric Hill is also a kid that returned for us as a starter, and he's provided some leadership for us and has really done a great job teaching our younger kids, just how to play the game and how to play the game at a high level.
So the Mav defense is led by 3 all-district players from last year, Logan Clifton, Will Coleman, and Brandon Broadhead. We named Logan as part of our IHS Fan Top 10 team, and I've gotten to know Logan. He's such a great kid, but I'm equally impressed with him off the field. Right now, he's verbally committed to attend Harvard. Can you share some thoughts about Logan?
Well, Rick, sometimes this might sound cliche, but, I really believe this. Logan's a better person, and now I can say a man. He's grown from a young teenager and grown into manhood, but he's a better person than a football player. His family's done a tremendous job setting the priorities for him. He's done well on the football field, obviously, but more importantly, he's done well in the classroom. And he has bigger and better things in mind other than, just this football thing. He has aspirations about really making an impact in society and being a first-class husband, first-class father, and just a first-class son.
Yeah, and with that Harvard degree, I said, hey, Logan, think of me in a few years. I might need a job. So, but Coach,
I tell all my kids that, Rick. One of these days they have, Coach Mack is gonna need them. I say, hey, you guys hired me. I'll come empty out your waste baskets, whatever you need. Just remember me.
Exactly. Coach, I know that you've had the pleasure of coaching your own son the last couple of years. Corey McMahon is playing in his senior year. As a dad and a coach, how hard is it for you to be able to take some proud dad time mixed in with your head coaching time as well?
Well, Rick, it's challenging, and nobody's perfect, and it's truly a blessing and a pleasure to be able to to coach your son, and sometimes I may be a little harder on him than he would like, but hopefully it'll pay off in the long run. But you're exactly right. I have to make sure that when he does something well, that I let him know, hey, I'm proud of you, as a football player, but I'm also proud of you as a son. And he's done a good job of managing that. One thing we try to do, I don't bring work home very much. We kind of keep the football stuff at the office and try not to talk too much about it at home, and just kind of enjoy our atmosphere here and spend a little bit of family time as much as we possibly can.
Well, he's a great kid, as all your kids are great kids. But, Coach, you start off District 13-6A, you open up against Pflugerville. I'm a firm believer this year 13-6A is pretty wide open. Cedar Ridge had a huge win over Temple last week and really made a statement game. So I'd have to put them, right now as maybe the leaders of the district. But after that, it's really anybody's district to win. And the Mavericks have gone into the last game of the season, the last 2 years, still with a chance to make the playoffs. It's been a long drought. What do you think about this season in 13-6A?
Well, you're exactly right, Rick. Cedar Ridge is the defending champions, and they return a lot of talent. And every team in our district is very talented. Some people, throw the ball well. Some people run the ball well. Some people stop the run well. Some people defend the pass well. So, it's going to be that team that can bring that combination and put complete games on the field. I agree 100% that, this district is wide open. We believe our kids that, if we learn how to be consistent, that's been our biggest issue is just learning how to win and be consistent. And, when adversity hits you, just say, hey, this is an opportunity to grow and learn from the situation. So hopefully we'll continue to grow this year and we'll get over that hump and, continue to battle and make the McNeil community proud.
Yeah, I believe even every game this season, the Mavs have gone into halftime with the lead. Coach Mack, as a thank you for being on Coach Speak presented by Taco Shack, Taco Shack wants to reward your school's administrative office. So, Courtney Acosta, if you're listening, give me a call this week and we'll arrange for 100 free breakfast tacos, courtesy of Taco Shack, to be, they can pick those up and feed all the administrative people at McNeil. How does that sound?
Well, that's wonderful, Rick. When you're building a program, it obviously the football team's important, the coaches is important, but without community support and your administration, you're kind of fighting an uphill battle. And I can't be more happy and pleased with our administration, our community, and Coordinator Costa and all our assistant principals and faculty have been very supportive of our kids. And I can't say enough about them and just how pleased I am of being part of McNeil High School.
Well, Coach Mack, you have a special place in my heart. We will see you on the football field really soon, and thank you so much for being part of the show tonight.
Rick, thank you. I appreciate you guys and appreciate what you guys do for young people out there. Thank you.
Wonderful. That was Coach Howard McMahon of the McNeil Mavericks, a great coach and an even better man. Let's talk a little bit about ACC, Austin Community College. What's your plan? What will you do after high school? Whether you want to earn a degree, get ahead with transfer classes, or train for a good job, Austin Community College is there to help. ACC's College Destination Center offers one-on-one advising to help you get your plans on track. It's never too early to start. Get personalized assistance with career exploration, financial aid, applying for college, and other questions, big or small. Contact ACC at austincc.edu/startnow or call 512-223-7747. That's austincc.edu/startnow. ACC. Start here, get there. So that was a great talk with Coach McMahon. Let's go over the schedule for this week, starting with Thursday night games. Liberty Hill, a strong team from 5A, will be playing Anderson at House Park. Lanier, actually 4A, Lanier will play at Reagan at Nelson. Elgin plays at Connolly. Those are your Thursday night games. Friday night, we will have Hayes at Lake Travis with the 25-6A season also opening. So 13-6A, 25-6A will all open their district schedules this week. 14-6A will start next week. So everyone will be in district play other than 14-6A after this week. So we'll continue the schedule. Vista Ridge at Lehman, Vandergrift at Westlake in a big one. McNeil, we just talked with Coach McMahon, is at Pflugerville in the new field. I believe Pflugerville ISD has not yet won a game at the field, if I'm not mistaken. Stony Point at Round Rock. Round Rock needs to get a win badly. Hendrickson at Cedar Ridge in what could be the early decider for District 13-6A. Crockett at Austin High. McCallum at LBJ in a big one. Bastrop at Georgetown. Eastview at Cedar Creek. Rouse at Cedar Park. Abilene Cooper comes in to play Bowie at Berger. Ennis plays a red-hot Del Valley, and I'll be talking with Coach Charles Burton tomorrow morning during Craig Way's Spotlight show. So listen at 10 for all you Del Valley Cardinals fans. Corsicana at Manor. San Antonio McCullum at San Marcos. Regents at St. Michael's. So we'll right now go through the recaps. Jeff recorded his recaps from last week's predictions. Here we go with Jeff's recaps.
Let's recap week 4 of the high school football season. Egg on the face as the Westlake Chaparrals flex their muscles against Austin Bowie in a battle of unbeaten teams last Friday, 49-7. Wow, Bowie head coach Jeff Abels and his defense tried to stop the run and limit Nakia Watson, which they did for about a half, but Westlake quarterback Taylor Anderson made the Bulldogs pay, accounting for 167 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing with 4 total touchdowns. Watson did most of his damage on the ground in the second half, rushing for 155 yards and 3 TDs. The only Bowie touchdown came on a 94-yard kickoff return by Jackson Lord to tie the game at 7. Westlake's defense might be their strength, intercepting 4 passes, including 2 off Bowie's starting quarterback, Trinidad Sanders, and 2 picks off Matthew Wheeler, making his first appearance at quarterback for the Bulldogs this season due to injury. Westlake is the 5th-ranked team in the state for a reason, and they impressed me. I will never pick against them again, that's for sure. 3-1 Bowie will play another undefeated team in Abilene Cooper at Berger Stadium this Friday, while 4-0 Westlake hosts 2-2 Vandegrift at Chaparral Stadium. If you like offense, Vista Ridge hosting Westwood was the game for you, with 105 points scored. Egg off face now as the Rangers, for the first time in 4 tries, as predicted, defeated Westwood in a shootout 56-49, avenging a 34-0 loss from a year ago. In talking with Vista Ridge head coach Rodney Vincent, the Rangers are coming around offensively the past couple of weeks, but they still have a lot of work to do on the defensive side of the ball. VR scored on 4 of their first 5 possessions with 28 points by halftime. Jamil Pittman had 154 yards rushing on just 11 carries and 2 TDs. Joe Goodwin had 147 yards rushing on 13 carries, including 3 TDs on the ground. The key play was actually made in the third quarter by the Vista Ridge defense as they kept Westwood out of the end zone on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. The Rangers proceeded to drive 98 yards, thanks in part to a 54-yard run from Ranger QB Jake Towdy on 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line. Vista Ridge scored a touchdown and would actually lead by 21 points. Westwood wouldn't go away, though, chalking up 636 yards of offense, and Westwood quarterback Will Jennings was simply awesome as the Warriors amassed 446 passing yards and 2 TDs through the air. Heck, he had 4 scores on the ground. Both teams combined for more than 1,100 total yards of offense. It is a nice tune-up for both squads as they enter district play this week. Vista Ridge plays in Lehman, while Westwood travels to the field in Pflugerville to play at Hendrickson. Aikens looked really good for about a half against undefeated McCallum, scoring 21 points and taking a 1-point lead into the locker room on Thursday night. The Eagles just didn't have an answer, though, for Knights running back Alex Julian, who had 118 yards rushing and 2 TDs, far below his 200-yard average per game, but Julian is used to getting over 100 yards rushing. That's happened every single game this year. McCallum took the contest over in the third quarter when they outscored Aikens 14-0. Before you know it, McCallum was up 34-21 and never looked back. Julian did have an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown as well. Worth noting, the Knights were without quarterback Max Perez for much of the game with a sprained ankle. McCallum will be tested even more this week when they face 3-1 LBJ, who beat the Knights the last 2 meetings. More on that game just a bit later. Aikens plays Canyon Lake on Friday. That's your recap of some key games in Week 4. Rick, back to you.
Truth be told, Jeff, I picked Bowie over Westlake on the Friday morning show. I regret that, too. Anyways, let's go to Connolly at Hutto. Last Wednesday, I predicted Hutto winning 38-28. The final score out in Hutto on Friday was 63-28. So I had the 28 right. The game saw 1,266 yards of total offense and 11 touchdowns. This was a battle of 2 great junior quarterbacks. Connolly's Ernest Muskew threw for 311 yards and 3 TDs. Oh, by the way, he also rushed for 95 yards. Coach Jason Cecil and his Cougars squad look to bounce back this Thursday as they host Elgin at the field. They are looking to be the first Pflugerville ISD team to win at the new stadium. Hutto was led by IHS fan top 10 player junior quarterback Chase the Iceman Griffin, who was responsible for 6 touchdowns, 4 through the air and 2 on the ground. Griffin completed 23 of 29 and had an unbelievable 498 yards passing. He also scored 2 touchdowns running the ball. His number 1 target, Caleb Forrest, who caught 7 balls for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hutto went into the locker room up 49-14 at the half and never looked back. The Georgetown game hero kicker Isidoro Barrios had 9 point-after touchdowns against Connolly. The Hippos have an off week as they prepare to travel to Elgin on October 6th. Austin High versus Anderson. I predicted Austin was going to beat Anderson 38-31. Coach Mike Rosenthal's team responded to their 66-0 loss against A&M Consolidated the week before and hung 63 points on a good Anderson team. Led by quarterback Sam Saxton and his favorite target, Sawyer Berry, the Maroons were up 49-0 halfway through the third quarter before the Trojans finally got on the scoreboard. The Trojans' offense was led by junior quarterback Scott Del Bosque, and on defense by leading tackler linebacker Nathaniel Velez, who had 10 tackles. The Maroons were led on offense by Sam Saxton, who was 12 of 20 for 135 yards and 4 touchdowns. In addition, he ran for 65 yards. Coach Rosenthal's squad is 2-2 and will host Crockett at House Park on Friday night. It does not get any easier for Coach Rhodes' winless Trojan squad as they host state-ranked Dripping Springs on Friday at House. Finally, Round Rock at Belton. We had predicted Round Rock win, but it just was not to be, as Belton soundly beat Round Rock 38-14, taking a 28-0 lead into the fourth quarter. The Tigers were led by quarterback Connor Carruthers. Round Rock was led by the dual running back combo of Malik Pena and Marquise Brown, as Malik ran for 149 yards and Marquise ran for 137. Speedy defensive back Ryan O'Keefe played quarterback most of the second half for the Dragons. The Dragons are happy to wave goodbye to their difficult non-district schedule as saw them go winless. The second and most important season, district play, starts on Friday night at home as they play host to a much-improved Stony Point team. Not many can remember the last time the Dragons started the season 0-4, and those were the recaps. When we come back, we will have the Ask the Doc segment, the Dave Campbell's Texas football great moments in history, the Bush's Chicken Play of the Week Award, and Austin Gourmet's Booster Club Spotlight, and much, much more. You are listening to Under the Lights on 104.9 The Horn.
Hey guys, BK here for Twin Peaks, telling you it's football season. Time to head to Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge where everything's been raised to a higher elevation. They got sports on huge TV screens, scratch food bursting from the best kitchen in sports, and ice-cold beer that's on tap and always flowing. Check out the new menu items like the spicy buffalo chicken tacos and the Hunter's meat and cheese board. That's a perfect game day shareable for you and your buddies. 2 Austin area locations, they've got you covered all season long. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Time is running out on Diamonds Direct's incredible once-a-year 5-year finance offer. Hurry in now to take advantage of 5 years, 0 interest on anything. Get that $4,000 designer ring and pay just $67 a month. Or that $8,000 diamond tennis bracelet for less than $135 a month. Pick any item. Spread your payments over 5 years without a dime in interest. It's the smartest way to buy fine jewelry. And everything is included. Now through Saturday at 6. Exclusively at Diamonds Direct at the Domain. On approved credit.
Midday with Trey and BK.
Did you get any of the superficial questioning in return when you would go up and introduce yourself as Dr. Hamilton Poole? Like, what kind of doctoring do you do? I told them I was from Texas,
and some of them legitimately thought I rode a horse to work.
How does that stereotype still exist in 2017?
I just don't know.
I used to face those questions back in like the mid-'80s and early 90s whenever I would go someplace outside of Texas. Oh, do you own a horse?
It's what you do when you're in Texas.
I live in Dallas. No, I don't own a damn horse.
Do they think it's funny?
Middays on the Horn.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, North Austin, and South Austin, and coming soon to Pflugerville. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
UT and Texas State are right down the road, but there's a shortcut that makes getting there more accessible and less expensive for thousands of Central Texans. Start a 4-year degree with a transfer plan at Austin Community College. ACC is the #1 college for transfers to UT and Texas State, and with tuition that's 80% less than other area colleges. It's a path to higher education that could save you serious money. Start planning today at austincc.edu. That's austincc.edu. ACC. Start here, get there.
Hi, I'm Orlando Arriaga, owner of the Taco Shack. Start your day off right at Taco Shack with a breakfast taco or a low-carb breakfast bowl. And also visit our newest location in Cedar Park. Taco Shack, supporting area high school football for over 16 years. And we're really proud of the kids and the cheerleaders band and drill teams and all the teachers that have supported Taco Shack over the years. Enjoy the 2017 high school football season.
Thank you for joining us, the esteemed Glenville Battle Reenactment Society, on this historic battlefield for an artillery demonstration. Men, to your posts. Ready, aim, fire!
No matter how it happened, Caliber Collision makes it like it never did. With high-quality repairs, faster than ever, we restore the rhythm of your life. Caliber Collision.
Lawsuits were a fairly new invention in the 1700s.
It's fall. Time to get ready, get focused, and gear up. Come to Cabela's Deer Classic and find great deals on the latest hunting gear and apparel. Save up to 20% on rifle ammo from Tolomo, Remington, and Hornady. Get $60 off Liberty Pro Vault Series gun safes. And get $90 off a Cabela's Deluxe 8.7-inch slicer. Plus $30 off Ruger LCP2 pistols. Fall is here. Don't miss Cabela's Deer Classic. Shop in-store and at Cabela's.com.
At Advance Auto Parts, we offer you the quality parts you want and knowledge you need to help get you back on the road. And we're always looking for ways to help you save. Right now, get CarQuest conventional motor oil for just $2.96 a quart. Talk about an amazing price. Plus, find great prices on CarQuest's full line of motor oil. Go to Advance or participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores to take advantage of this great offer while it lasts. Advance Auto Parts, where oil is priced like it should be.
When is popcorn more than just popcorn? When it's Austin Gourmet Popcorn. Conveniently located off Highway 183, Austin Gourmet Popcorn features more than 65 mouth-watering flavors of popcorn. But that's just the beginning. Austin Gourmet Popcorn is the best candy store north of Lady Bird Lake with over 400 kinds of bulk and packaged candy. Stop in and visit Austin Gourmet Popcorn at 13343 Highway 183 North, Suite 250, or visit them online at austingourmetpopcorn.com.
Oh, yeah. We're back. Under the Lights every Wednesday on 104.9 The Horn. Each week, we have the Ask the Doc segment presented by Austin Regional Clinic. This is a great topic this week. We met with Dr. Zen out there at Austin Regional Clinic to discuss all about concussions. Ask a Doc is presented by Austin Regional Clinic, connecting patients to quality care in Central Texas every day, night, and weekend. ARC, primary care doctors, specialists, and medical teams at 22 locations help keep you connected with MyChart messages to your care team, online test results, online prescription refills, and easy online scheduling options. Our doctors and staff coordinate your care and help guide you through the medical maze. And when you are sick, you can see a doctor that same day or night. It's that easy. That's the advantage when you choose ARC, connected care for you and your family. This week's Ask a Doc segment is with Dr. Zen, who's a sports medicine specialist. Welcome, Dr. Zen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, in the news, especially with football, is really about concussions. Can you tell us what exactly is a concussion?
I think the best way to describe a concussion is it's like a bruise on the brain. Just like any other part of the body that got bruised or injured, once it gets bruised or injured in a concussion, or traumatic brain injury as we call it, it doesn't perform at the regular level, and it needs time and the appropriate conditions to heal.
What should you do if you believe you have a concussion?
The main thing you should do is take yourself out of any physical activity. The biggest part of this is self-reporting of symptoms. Certainly it can get severe to the point where someone watching, like a coach or other players, would notice certain severe symptoms that you have. We've seen that certainly a fair amount when we cover football games. People going to the wrong sideline, going in the wrong huddles, can't remember things, can't remember a play. But usually there are symptoms even before that are not as severe that the player would normally notice. And one of the problems is this idea of, I shouldn't mention it or I shouldn't tell anyone, and then it becomes more severe, and then it ends up being a much bigger problem. So one of the main things to keep in mind is telling your coaches and your trainers, I have some of these symptoms of a concussion. And sometimes you may think you have a concussion. Someone comes to me on the sideline, I have this or this symptom, and I check them out and say, I think you're okay. You can go back in. Just because you tell me you have certain symptoms doesn't mean I'm going to take you out of every practice or every every game, but it's important to let us know so that we can be looking out for that and looking out for your safety.
Can you describe the recovery time for a concussion?
What we know about concussion recovery is that about 80% of them will recover completely and fully in about 7 to 10 days. The other 20% or so is very variable. It can take anywhere from several weeks to even several months, even a year or two. There are people that have had headaches from repeated concussions where they didn't come out of the game and had another hit or a collision. Obviously, in severe cases, that can even cause death, but even if it doesn't cause that, the more common thing that it would cause is such a flare-up of the injury that people have such a longer recovery time and just continued symptoms, most commonly headache, and they'll just have constant headaches all day, every day for months and months. And it's a very difficult recovery in those extended periods of cases.
Well, that's good info, Dr. Zinn. Thank you so much for being part of our Ask a Doc segment.
Thanks for having me.
Today's Ask a Doc is provided by the orthopedists at Austin Regional Clinic, offering a Saturday injury clinic every Saturday in the fall from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at MPT Orthopedics. Our orthopedists are experts in the muscles, bones, and joints of children and adults. We use surgical and non-surgical procedures to help return our patients to pain-free mobility and full strength as quickly and as painlessly as possible. ARC offers 6 orthopedic locations, including clinics in Austin, Round Rock, and Cedar Park. For easy access to the orthopedic care you need, visit arcorthopedics.com. That's the advantage when you choose ARC, connected care for you and your family. That was great stuff, and we thank Dr. Zinn for visiting with us tonight. Now we're going to go straight into our Dave Campbell's Texas Football, Great Moments in High School Football.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football presents Great Moments in Texas High School Football. Let's start with 1979. Plano defeats Highland Park 29-28. Now, Plano had no business winning this state quarterfinal game versus the Scots. The Wildcats turned the ball over 4 times and falling behind 28-0 late in the third quarter. Led by quarterback Scott Ulmer, Plano fought its way back to be down 7 with just 33 seconds remaining. The comeback was complete when a trick play, the wide receiver pass from Stevie Haynes to his brother Perry, put Plano down 1. Plano finished the comeback with a gutsy 2-point conversion from Ulmer to secure Plano's win and propel them to their 4th state championship in program history. Be sure to catch the latest football news in the Lone Star State for high school, college, and recruiting at www.texasfootball.com. Subscribe today to become an insider and get 50% off, only $19.95. You'll get the latest news, and our magazines will be shipped straight to your mailbox every year. Stick with TexasFootball.com throughout this football season for insight and analysis as only Dave Campbell's Texas Football can provide.
So yesterday we were out along with our fine partners at Bush's Chicken. We went to Cedar Park High School to present the Bush's Chicken Player of the Week award to senior quarterback Mac Sexton, a 3-year starter for the Timberwolves. Mac had several chances to break his own record-tying effort for throwing for more than 4 TDs in a game. Well, on Friday night against Eastview, in a little more than 2 quarters of work, Mac was able to do it, throwing for 269 yards and 5 touchdowns in their big win over the Patriots. Mac Sexton is the Bush's Chicken Player of the Week. While we were there, we also recognized the most spirited teacher and faculty member, Sue Stiffelmeyer, who was voted on by the team. It was such an emotional ceremony. She addressed the whole team. She received a $100 gift card from Bush's Chicken for being the most spirited teacher and faculty member. So congratulations to both Mac and Sue. The Austin Gourmet Popcorn Booster Club Spotlight tonight, the Georgetown Eagles Football Booster Club. And what a club they are. With a membership of close to 200, the Georgetown High School Football Booster Club is one of the area's great booster clubs. Their 2 main fundraisers are Meet the Eagles and a spring golf tournament. Meet the Eagles is held on the Saturday prior to the first game of the season and is a great event for the entire Georgetown High School community. These fundraisers, along with sales from Spirit Gear, help raise over $70,000. The funds help provide support to the team, which has included charter buses for playoff games, a player's lounge, upgrades to their weight room and video equipment, and this year the club is working with Coach Dean for a big surprise for the varsity team. So we were told to stay tuned for that big surprise. If you go out to a Georgetown game, you are immediately impressed with the great community atmosphere. One of the true gems of the area is Birkelbach Stadium on game night. Congrats, Georgetown Football Booster Club. Austin Gourmet Popcorn wants to reward all of Eagle Nation this week. Stop by the shop the next 7 days with your Georgetown Spirit gear on and ask for your 10% discount. That's Austin Gourmet Popcorn up on North 183. Tons of great popcorn. Believe me, I go there a lot. As always, please follow us on Twitter at IHSFan. That's at IHSFan. And let's talk to you a little bit about Austin Community College. What's your plan? What will you do after high school? Whether you want to earn a degree, get ahead with transfer classes, or train for a good job, Austin Community College is there to help. ACC's College Destination Center offers one-on-one advising to help you get your plans on track. It's never too early to start. Get personalized assistance with career exploration, financial aid, applying for college, and other questions, big or small. Contact ACC at austincc.edu/start now or call them at 512-223-7747. That's austincc.edu/start now. ACC. Start here, get there. So we had a great segment there, a lot to talk about, including the Booster Club Spotlight from Austin Gourmet Popcorn, the Georgetown Eagles. The Bush's Chicken Player of the Week and Most Spirited Teacher goes to Max Sexton, the quarterback from the Timberwolves, and Sue Stiffelmeyer, who is a well-loved faculty member out there at Cedar Park. So when we come back, it's what everybody waits for, the Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park prediction segment. You are listening to 104.9 The Horn, Under the Lights.
Midday with Trey and BK.
You don't know this, BK, because the commercial, I guess, is no longer around, but it will be drilled into my head for the rest of my life. Call 459-2222 to get your Mr. Gaddy's pizza delivered.
That is terrible. Okay, that doesn't even rhyme. I might have to have a bone to pick with Gaddy's. 2222 and delivered.
It doesn't have to be
delivered to you. Did you forget the to you after delivered?
You just watch. I'm going to sing it 3 more times before the end of the show.
Weekdays from 11 to 1 on The Horn.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter. We'll unstop your train and keep you cooler. If your heat goes out, just give us a call. Have you warm and toasty in no time at all. If you want clean air that's fresh and cooler, ARS and Rescue Rooter. Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
Make sure your AC system keeps your home cool and comfortable with a call to ARS 777-7000. As Austin's #1 home services company, we have the expertise to keep your system in tip-top shape. Right now, AC service calls are free with repair. That's right, call today and the service call is free with repair. Don't let a broken down AC burn you up. Stay cool, save big with a free AC service call from ARS 777-7000 or visit ARS.com. License number TACLB 102680.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, North Austin, and South Austin, and coming soon to Pflugerville. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
Have you ever thought if I could do it all over again, I'd work with computers? Those IT guys have it made. What have I told you? It's not too late. That you don't need a math or computer background to start an IT career. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. See if an IT career is right for you. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 3 to 4 months. Classes start soon, so go take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Oh, yeah. Prediction time, baby. Our predictions are now sponsored by Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park. Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park, located right off Whitestone Boulevard at New Hope Road, is your premier one-stop shop for all your printing and signage needs. Craig and the team will be happy to turn your ideas into reality with their top-notch graphics designers and state-of-the-art printing equipment. A staff dedicated to quality will ensure that you are pleased with your product. Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park will be happy to assist you in developing a marketing campaign to reach your customers in an effective and efficient manner. From business cards to exterior signage and everything in between, Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park is the place to go. Remember, Alpha Graphics of Cedar Park, to get noticed, get business. Give them a call at 512-267-2022 and mention Under the Lights, and they'll give you 10% off your order. So we're going to go into predictions. Jeff was kind enough before he left for Ames, Iowa, to record his predictions. He's going to predict Stony Point at Round Rock, McCallum at LBJ, and Vandergrift at Westlake. So here's Jeff.
Now to the predictions from all the way up here in Ames, Iowa, where the Horns will battle Iowa State and a little college football action on Thursday night. Hey, a nice rivalry in Round Rock ISD as the Dragons host Stony Point. Now, both teams are desperate for wins. Round Rock at 0-4 has fallen to strong competition, losing to Schertz Clemens 26-17 in Week 1, followed by a thrashing by Temple in Week 2, 48-14. It got worse against Smithson Valley as the Rangers slayed the Dragons 50-10. Belton bolted out to a 28-0 lead before Round Rock scored a pair of TDs, but the Dragons still suffered their fourth straight loss, 38-14. Now, worth noting, Ryan O'Keefe played quarterback for Round Rock in the second half, and Marquise Brown ran the ball well behind a big offensive line. Brown had 137 yards on 17 carries, including a 4-yard TD run to cut Belton's lead to 14, only to succumb in the end by 24 points. But you know what? Wipe the slate clean. It's time for district play. Round Rock head coach Jeff Cheatham has to be scratching his head after his team advanced further than any other Round Rock team in school history last season. He will have the Dragons ready for their arch rivals, the Stony Point Tigers. Now watch for STP to take advantage of a shaky Dragons defense and simply run the football. The Tigers had 253 yards rushing versus Leander last week. Stony Point quarterback Donovan Rybacek had 3 TD runs in that win over Leander, and Tyler Cleveland has 358 yards rushing for the season. I like Stony Point's defense, who allowed only 36 yards rushing against Leander. Now keep in mind, Stony Point was 49-8 from 2007 to 2010 under Craig Cheshire. It's not like he forgot how to coach in recent years. Cedar Ridge High School opened a few years ago, and that's where some of the talent drifted to, but the Tigers have something cooking this year. Despite a 1-3 record technically on paper, the Tigers have won 3 of their 4 contests on the field, but only 1 of them counted in the victory column since Craig Cheshire's team had to forfeit their first couple of games due to using an ineligible player, according to a UIL spokesperson. The Tigers knocked off Killeen and then beat Ellison following the forfeitures. Stony Point fell to Belton on a last-second play, 24-21 in a nail-biter. Now the Tigers pounced on the Lions of Leander in the tune of a 49-14 victory. Now it's time to open district play. Look for Craig Cheshire's Stony Point Tigers to win in a tight one, 24-21 over Round Rock. 3-1 LBJ battles 4-0 McCallum in a District 25-5A showdown, which is shaping up to be the best game in the Austin area over at Nelson Field. The 24-10 loss to Bowie is the only blemish for Andrew Jackson's Jaguars. LBJ's 33-13 win over Manor was very impressive, especially the second half when the Jaguars scored 20 unanswered points with their head coach watching from the sidelines. The Jackson Bowl was special this time because, of course, Coach Andrew Jackson is a Manor graduate and is battling esophageal cancer. Andrew's brother, Sad Jackson, coached Manor for 6 years. Andrew was proud of LBJ's performance, which included a 90-yard interception return for a TD by Dion Collins, who also had TD receptions of 67 and 62 yards. I think defending district champion LBJ will be the slight favorite against McCallum, who might be without quarterback Max Perez, who suffered a sprained ankle last week against Aikens. If backup QB JB Fott is called to duty again, watch out. JB is certainly capable. He rallied the Knights from a 21 31-20 deficit to a 34-21 victory over at House Park. Font scored on a 7-yard TD to cap off a 10-play, 65-yard drive in the third quarter. McCallum head coach Charles Taylor said JB was a QB as a freshman, so the players certainly believe in him. As I mentioned earlier, Alexander Julian is the key. He scored 3 touchdowns last week and is quite a performer. Also, watch out for Jeremy Brown, as McCallum will definitely pound the rock against LBJ. I am sensing an upset, especially if Max Perez is back under center. Either way, it's going to be a down and dirty, 3 yards and a cloud of dust kind of game. Big plays could be the difference. McCallum wins it 33-31 over LBJ. Finally, Vandegrift travels to Westlake. Well. After the Shaps disposed of Bowie 49-7, I don't expect an upset here. However, Drew Sanders has the Vipers striking back with a 45-24 win over Killeen and a 31-10 victory over Harker Heights. Vandegrift actually led Odessa Permian in Week 1, 24-21 late in that game, only to succumb to Mojo Magic 28-24 in the last minute. Vandegrift quarterback Justin Moore has completed 72 of his 122 passes for 842 yards. His top 2 receivers are seniors Peyton Ausley and Justin Florence, then throw in junior Reese Watson, and the 3 have combined for over 800 yards receiving. Running back Isaiah Smallwood has 318 yards rushing on only 79 carries. I like Vandegrift's defense as well, but this District 25 6A battle will belong to Westlake. The 4-0 Shaps are clicking on all cylinders right now. Taylor Anderson has over 600 yards passing at the QB position and was forced to throw against Bowie last week and did it quite well in that 49-7 victory. Keep in mind he can run it with close to 300 yards rushing, but make no bones about it, the man with the rock for Westlake is Nakia Watson. He has over 700 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns in 4 games and was great in the second half against the Bulldogs. The Shaps have a bunch of talented receivers as well, led by Tate Young and Jake Ramos, who is eager to get back on the gridiron after an early ejection last week. Throw in Watson's 104 yards receiving and a big offensive line, and you have balance. Todd Dodge has his team playing great. Did we mention that Westlake is giving up close to single-digit scoring per game? The Shaps might be the best team in Central Texas. Yes, you heard me, Lake Travis. The Shaps have to avoid the letdown, though, after a big win over Bowie, but will beat Vandegrift 45-14. That's a look at some of my predictions this week. By the way, while we're at it, Texas tops Iowa State here in Ames 34-31 in a hostile environment. Back to you, Rick.
Well, that was a lot of information from Jeff Power. He wanted to leave everything on the field. I know, Zach, you're going to be out at the Vandegrift Westlake game Friday night.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I mean, I'm excited to watch Westlake, man. I'm Nakia Watson. That guy's a freak. I had a bunch of friends that were at the Westlake Pflugerville game, and they said Nakia Watson was bigger than some of Pflugerville's offensive and defensive linemen. So, I mean, he's going to Wisconsin for a reason, so he should be fun to watch.
Yeah, he's an IHS fan, top 10 player. Well, I'm going to give my predictions, but, Zach, I need some music. So let's start the music. Bastrop travels to Georgetown. Bastrop comes into Birkelbach Stadium on Friday night, fresh off its first win of the season over crosstown rival Cedar Creek. Coach Todd Patman's Bears rely heavily on the run and feature junior running back Jahikwe Cretan, who has had over 14 carries for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns against Manor a few weeks ago. The Bears don't put the ball in the air very much, though. They average just around 10 passing attempts per game. Coach Jason Dean's Eagle squad is one of the most balanced teams in the area, as they have stars on both sides of the ball. Offensively, we have to start with quarterback Cooper Bell, who has been very Chandler Herman-like through 4 games. He's thrown for 1,083 yards, 16 touchdowns, and no interceptions. IHS fan top 10 player and the human highlight reel, Caden Leggett, has caught 27 balls and is averaging 20.1 yards per reception and 8 touchdowns. Defensively, the Georgetown Sack Exchange, Kyle Urbanowski and Brandon Hawkins each have 46 tackles and have combined for 7 sacks on the season. Look for Eagle Nation to celebrate long into the night as they get their 4th win of the season. Georgetown 48, Bastrop 17. Let's go to Rouse at Cedar Park. Coach Josh Mann knows firsthand what it will take for his Rouse Raiders to get into the playoffs in the murderous 19-5A district. Last year, Rouse may have been the only team in the state who won 5 district games and did not make the playoffs. Already with a loss against Eastview, they may only be able to lose one more game down the stretch. Rouse is led on offense by quarterback Ethan Moore, and one of the biggest offensive lines in the state provides great blocking for super soft, speedy Mylan Mitchell, who is averaging 144 yards rushing per game. Defensively, the Raiders are led by Cole and Lane Bresnahan. Coach Carl Absek is joined at the hip with IHS fan top 10 player senior quarterback Max Sexton, as both are an amazing 31-2 in the past 2.5 seasons, leading the Timberwolves. Sexton was awarded the Bush's Chicken Player of the Week for his record-setting 5-touchdown performance against Eastview. On the season, Sexton has completed 65% of his passes for 719 yards and 7 touchdowns. After a season-opening loss to Powerhouse Midway, it seems as though the Black Rain defense has returned to old form, as in the past 3 wins, their opponents have averaged just 8 points per game. The defense is led by linebackers Jackson Buckingham and Keegan Nichols. Look for the Timberwolves to win by 3 touchdowns. Cedar Park 42, Rouse 21. Hayes at Lake Travis, Cavalier Stadium, Friday night, 25-6A district opener, Hayes versus Lake Travis. Don't let Coach Neil LeHue's Rebel team record of 1-3 fool you. The losses were all close and consisted of 5A powerhouses, Georgetown and Dripping Springs. The Rebels are led on offense by junior quarterback Xavier Martinez, who has completed 61 passes for 712 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tylen Mayberry leads the team in rushing with 308 yards and 3 touchdowns. On defense, the Rebels are led by senior linebacker Sam Guzman, who has 39 tackles through 4 games. It's deja vu all over again. Last year's Cavs lost a close season opener to Judson, only to run off 15 straight wins and a 6A state championship. Coach Hank Carter has everything clicking as IHS fan top 10 player junior wide receiver Garrett Wilson is simply the most exciting player in the area. Wilson has caught 31 balls for 598 yards and has 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Senior quarterback Matthew Baldwin, who waited his turn in the famous Cavalier QB1 carousel, is filling in nicely as he has thrown for 1,368 yards and 17 touchdowns through 4 games. Leading tackler is middle linebacker Maui Trevino, who has 38 tackles through 4 games. And listen to this, Cameron Dicker, yes, Dicker the kicker, proved why he is the best high school kicker in Texas, if not the nation, as he booted a record-breaking 53-yard field goal in their rout over Bowie last week in what may be the toughest 2-week stretch since the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Hayes Rebels face Lake Travis and Westlake back-to-back. Hayes will have to wait a few weeks to get another win. Lake Travis, 56. Hayes, 21. In other games, we'll predict Liberty Hill will beat Anderson. Reagan will beat Lanier, and Connolly will beat Elgin tomorrow night. On Friday night, we say Vista Ridge will beat Lehman. Pflugerville will beat McNeil. Cedar Ridge over Hendrickson. Austin High over Crockett. Eastview over Cedar Creek. Bowie will beat Abilene Cooper. Del Valley will go 5-0 and beat Ennis. Manor over Corsicana. San Marcos over San Antonio McCullum. And Regents over St. Michael's. Those are our predictions for this week. My goodness, what a show. We have wrapped up, I believe this is our 6th show. 6 shows in the book. We've got 12 more to go. We're going all the way through the playoffs and ending the week of the state football championships. For Zach Lucero and Jeff Power, who's in Ames, Iowa, you have listened for the last 60 minutes on 104.9 The Horn. We'll see you next week under the lights.
As a small business owner, you're always on the go. So how can you make sure you never miss a customer's call?
We are IHS Fan. IHS Fan is the Austin area's premier high school football magazine. Now in our third year, our digital and print magazines are complimentary to our readership. Thousands of printed copies of the magazine are distributed to over 35 area schools from Georgetown to San Marcos and Elgin to Lake Travis. IHS Fan can help your company's message get distributed to the robust high school football community. IHS Fan has been the exclusive stadium signage sales representative for both AISD and Round Rock ISD, helping raise over $500,000 in signage revenue between the districts. Our weekly radio show, Under the Lights on 104.9 The Horn, provides our corporate partners a fantastic platform to reach thousands of potential customers.
Under the Lights!
We are IHS Fan.